Hey guys, it's Sim, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as it's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It means tonight was AEW Dynamite, and I'm just going to say it, and some people may not like to hear this. It was just an okay show. If I was voting with you guys in the poll, I would say it was just all right. It was just all right. Because, I mean, where's Samoa Joe? You kind of new world champion, and don't even put him on the show, and don't even say, he was at the beginning. No, that was a Twitter video that we already saw, so don't even start that. And I said it in my preview. I said, oh no, exclusive comments from Joe, that means we're getting the Twitter video. And then the Adam Cole Undisputed Kingdom stuff was very underwhelming to me. Like, that just was whatever. And then the rest of the show was just, it was there. We had some good wrestling. I will say right now, this is the first time second time I've seen a Mariah May match. She impressed me. Mariah May impressed me. She's got a hell of a wicked front dropkick. I will say that. Her front dropkick looks like she's kicking the shit out of you. So that was a positive. But we'll get into all that. What we liked, what we didn't like, what we thought was just all right and everything. But we got Luke over here with us as well. Luke, what did you think of Dynamite?
Honestly, it was just an okay show to me. Like, there wasn't a lot that stood out to me. Like, I predicted the new name for Adam Cole in the Kingdom. Like, I predicted Undisputed Kingdom.
Yeah, I think Baby Huey said it. That. Baby Huey also predicted it on our review podcast over the weekend as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think the name was pretty expected by a lot of people, but I don't know. Like, their first skit together was a little underwhelming. Like, they made Wardlow look like just another guy in this group, right? Which we'll get to there when we get to there. But
don't get me started on the Wardlow stuff. Like, oh boy. Anyways, go for it. Go.
I mean, there was a lot of stuff I kind of got bored with, and it was just very underwhelming.
Sorry about that. I still can't. I think I need to go to the doctor. I can't get over this cough. I got mucus all backed up in my throat. I don't feel like I gotta throw up or anything, but TMI. Anyways,
you just gotta get the mucus out of your throat.
Yeah, I don't know, because when I'm coughing, I can feel I don't really feel anything in my throat until I start talking, and then I can feel almost like my vocal cords are scratching. And then when I start coughing, all the mucus comes out. So it's just I need some sort of antibiotic or something. I should have brought this up when we went to the doctor 2 weeks ago when the cough first started. But I was more worried about, hey, doc, can you clean out my ears? Because my ears were bad. I've always had an earwax issue since I was a baby. And so I was like, hey, the doctor's like, anything medically you're worried about? And I was like, yeah, my ears. So they shot water in my ears and all the stuff came out. But should have said something about the cough, but it's all good. It's getting worse. So we'll see where it goes. Just like this show. We'll see where it goes. Got Collision on Saturday. And only, 2 things announced for Collision, I want to say?
I mean, not horrible, but I'm sure they'll announce the rest of the stuff on Rampage.
Yeah, Eddie Kingston defends the Continental title against Triple Retta, and then FTR versus House of Black. So we'll see where it goes. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining me here. Twitch.tv. Now I got the hiccups. /PWU Unlimited. YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited. And podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. Remember, if you are watching live on Twitch, you can help us out a couple of different ways. You can either help us out by hitting that donate button down below or by donating Twitch bits in the live chat. Also, remember, you can help us out by subscribing to the channel one of 2 different ways. You can either subscribe with a tiered subscription, or you can subscribe with Amazon Prime, because remember, if you have Amazon Prime, then you have Prime Gaming. Prime Gaming gives you a lot of cool things like free games, free stuff for games, and you always get 1 free subscription to any Twitch channel you want to subscribe to throughout the month, and I'd greatly appreciate it if you did right here, Pro Wrestling Unlimited. Also, remember to head over to YouTube, hit that subscribe button. That way you know when we go live or post new videos. Hit that join button to become a channel member, or donate a super chat. Donate a super chat in the live chat to make sure your comment, question, or concern does get read live on the air. And finally, head over. Click the wrong button. Finally, head over to the Epic Game Store. Head over to the Epic Game Store and buy something. Whether you're buying a new game like Alan Wake 2 or Assassin's Creed Mirage, whether you're getting an older game like Control, or you're claiming the free game that is free for a little bit while longer, a Plague Tale Innocence, almost said Requiem, that's the other one. Played them both, they're both really good games. Or you're getting bucks for Rocket League, Fortnite, and Fall Guys. Use this code right here, PW Unlimited, at checkout, and you will be supporting us at no extra cost. Again, use code PWU NLIMITED for all Epic Games and Epic Game Store purchases. But with that, we've got AEW Dynamite to talk about. And the first thing we did see on this show, give me 1 second to switch something over. There we go. First thing we did see on this show was a video of Samoa Joe. But it wasn't a new video. It wasn't anything, whatever. It was a video we saw on social media from after the pay-per-view. Yet, they put out a graphic today that was like, and I knew exactly what this meant, but it said, quote, exclusive comments from AEW World Champion Samoa Joe. And I was just like, oh no, they're just going to play the video and we're not even going to have the champion on the show. And that's what happens. You crown a brand new world champion and he's not even there live on the show? What kind of crap is that, Tony Khan? Or as Dan Lambert used to say, Tony Khan, man. So it's like, come on. What kind of bull crap is that? He was a new champion and we don't even get him on the show. I didn't like that at all. Why are we supposed to care about Samoa Joe if he's not even there? And don't even tell me Roman Reigns is never there. Totally different. So we'll see. Also, Juan Jimenez. Wrestle Kingdom is not tomorrow. Wrestle Kingdom starts in like 3-4 hours. It's tonight, buddy. Anyways, moving forward, we get that video from Joe. Caliber welcomes us to the show, and then out comes the newly formed Undisputed Kingdom. And I already said it, and I'm going to say it again. To me, this felt flat. It felt flat. With the whole Adam Cole out there doing his speech, and then Bullet Club Gold coming out. It's just like, I don't know.
Okay, I will say this. Like, the Bullet Club Gold stuff and the Acclaim stuff, that all made sense.
True.
It all made sense to me because, like, Undisputed Kingdom, they're the ones that took them out, so it makes sense for them to get their revenge on Undisputed Kingdom. So
yeah.
So I like that we're gonna still see more of that stuff down the line, which I do like.
Right. No, it made perfect sense, but none of it felt intriguing. None of it felt like, oh my God, this is great television. Oh my God, I'm invested. It all just kind of was there. They all felt like they were going through the motions, to be completely honest. And Daniel Mullinax, with a member resubscription, says, Undisputed Kingdom, this faction won't last long. Oh, he means will last long. I mean, maybe. We'll see. Undisputed Elite, or whatever they were called, didn't last long because people started getting hurt, and then Bobby Fish got fired, and so we'll see. So, come out, they got go for it.
I think this question is, will they add more people to it? Will they eventually add, like, Kyle O'Reilly once he becomes cleared?
I think
maybe they rehire Bobby Fish. I don't know.
Don't think they rehire Bobby Fish, and I think if they add anybody else, it's only going to be Kyle. I don't see them adding anybody else to this group. But they come out, they got new graphics, they got new music. I'm a little disappointed because I love It's All About the Boom. That was a great theme song. Also, it was perfect for Adam Cole.
Their new theme is, I think it's pretty catchy.
Like, I heard it while it was playing, and then I kind of listened to it back because they posted it on social media. It's not bad. I just prefer the other one, but it's whatever.
It sounds very gothic at first.
Oh, I didn't think about it like that, but yeah, you're right. It does seem more like cult, like a cult kind of theme song.
Like when they say, like, when they start with the undisputed part of it, it sounds very like cultish, but when they go like Kingdom, it sounds pretty cool.
True. I didn't think about it like that. So they all get in the ring. They throw a chair in there for Adam Cole to sit on. Roderick Strong gets on the mic and says, "Shut up and listen to my best friend, Adam." Cole asks why the crowd doesn't have sympathy for him. Cole and his friends aren't the bad guys for betraying MJF, the guy who has made more enemies than anyone in all Elite Wrestling. If that makes Cole the devil, then buy him a first-class ticket to hell. The one person MJF cares about is, well, MJF. And it's about time that there's a change here, as most of the locker room will thank Cole someday for getting rid of MJF. Cole said MJF is gone and he's never coming back. Cole said that he just beat MJF to the punch, and MJF needed Cole, not the other way around. Cole broke his ankle for MJF. Better than you, baby, made the fans fall in love with MJF. He saved MJF's title ring and also took it away. He said this is about ripping out a man's heart and bringing him to his knees. MJF is dead. Cole held up the devil mask and said, "What is alive is the Undisputed Kingdom, who has one goal in common, to all have gold." He said Taven and Bennett, the ROH Tag Team Champions. Roderick Strong, he's going to go after and capture the International Championship. And Wardlow will be going after the world title. And he did the stupidest thing. And then when I'm good to go and healed up, Wardlow will hand the title right over to me. Have we seen that like 3 times now already, or twice already in AEW? I know Christian did it. Go for it.
They're making it pretty obvious in the beginning that Wardlow will eventually turn on Adam Cole.
Yeah, so he says this about Wardlow. Wardlow's got this look on his face like, And my first thought was, you've got to be kidding me. Wardlow needs to get his ass out of this company. He's just another muscle, another heavy, another lackey, another do my bidding for me. But not a push. Like, he's a pushed star, but not a legit push star, in my opinion, in this role. The same role he had with MJF. And it's overdone already. 5 years now.
I don't think he leaves AEW. Like, I don't see him going to WWE after all the crap he said about them in the past and like a lot of interviews.
Cody talked crap and came back too.
Yeah,
and now Cody's the biggest baby face in the freaking world. You see what he did today?
Yeah, I saw that.
If you guys haven't seen it, the wrestling club, it's a group of kids at a school in New York. They're selling popcorn to raise money to get the kids to WrestleMania. What did Cody Rhodes do? Says, I could buy popcorn, or I can just tell you that your hotel and all your tickets are taken care of. You're welcome. I'm like, oh, Cody, most loved man in wrestling, doing the thing. So that's really cool. Sorry to cut you off.
I mean, that's all I had to say.
Oh, okay, gotcha. But yeah. So Wardlow looks all like, I don't like MJF, but I don't want to be in this right here anyway. I don't know. It's weird.
Well, the only reason why they put Wardlow in there because he hates like MJF just as much as like the other guys. So maybe his thing is like, yeah, I don't like MJF, but I don't know if I really like being here as well. I just want to beat up MJF.
Where was I? Wardlow nodded in agreement of all this, but had a weird smirk on his face. Cole said that he hopes Samoa Joe isn't AEW World Champion when Wardlow climbs the ranks and takes the gold, as it would really suck to see Wardlow hurt a friend. He said AEW needs to change, and the Undisputed Kingdom is going to give it to us. The devil is here to stay, baby. Then out comes Switchblade Jay White to interrupt. Here's my question. Bull Club Gold baby faces now? Or just baby faces in this story or whatever?
I think they're just babyface in the stories.
Yeah.
They're mainly just, they attacked us and we want our revenge. That's
exactly.
it. I think they're still heels, but...
Right. Switchblade comes out. He's on the stage, and he says he's impressed that Cole hasn't lost his edge. He's a fan of what they did to old MJF. What White doesn't like is being made a catalyst in all of this and attack him when he's all alone, which ain't happening tonight. Out would come the Guns. They would make their way down to the ring, and the Bullet Club, Gold, and Undisputed Kingdom brawl with, I think it was Adam Cole jumps out of the ring, and was it Wardlow went out with him, like to be there in case anything goes down. The Acclaim's music then plays. The Acclaim and Daddy Ass come down. They chase everybody off. Well, they chase him out of the ring. They're hiding behind Cole because it's like, hey, they're all yelling, he's not cleared. You can't touch him. He's not cleared. So they're hiding behind Adam Cole, which I did like that. I thought that was really smart. Hey, we're hiding behind the guy that's not allowed to be touched right now. So that was a clever little spot, but that was really, to me, the only spot where I was like, you got it there. I liked that. Other than that, all this was kind of just, it made sense, but it didn't really intrigue me. It didn't really intrigue me that much. Then there was like a stare down with all of them, and then it was over. So, yeah. Overall, it was just okay.
I mean, it had potential to be better than it was. I'll say that. They still could have kept the whole, like, Bullet Club Gold and the Acclaim stuff at the end. They still could have kept that, but the whole, like, Mike stuff could have been better. Like they really made, like, the promos, like they really made Wardlow just seem like just a guy in their group that's supposed to suck up to everyone else. Be like, if you achieve something, you have to give that to us, type of thing.
So I don't have the times, excuse me, but I just feel like the promo went a little too long. It was too dragged out.
And when they mentioned like MJF a lot in this promo, they made it really obvious that MJF's staying with AEW.
Oh yeah, if anyone thinks MJF is gone just because they took him off the roster page on the website, no. MJF isn't leaving. The belief is that he re-signed a while ago, and he's not going anywhere. I mean, think about it. When Tony Khan did that press conference media scrum after World's End, he said, oh yeah, we want to wish the best for the guys that their contracts are up. QT, Andrade, they will not be retained here with AEW. Didn't say anything about MJF. And as I've mentioned a lot recently, they have slowed down, if not all but stopped the bidding war of 2024 stuff. So.
Well, they stopped that like after like Full Gear last year.
It's been that long. No, he said it within 2023, but they've slowly been like less and less.
They mentioned it probably only once or twice in like 2023, and that's probably, I think the only time he really said it that I remember was when he was going into like Double or Nothing, when he was feuding with like Darby, Jungle Boy, and Sammy.
Was that when he called Tony a fucking mark? And he screamed in the mic or in the camera?
No, that was the 2022 one.
That was 2020. That was that long ago?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I thought that was earlier this year. Okay.
That's when he lost to Wardlow. And they did that whole storyline that Wardlow has to beat MJF if he wants to be signed by AEW.
I could have swore that was earlier this year. So is me. All this AEW stuff, to me, it all just feels like it's just all melding together. It just all just like boiling over into itself. Nothing, to me, in AEW right now, completely stands out. Like, not nothing, but the stuff that's supposed to stand out and you're supposed to remember perfectly, and I don't know. But no, now that I think about it, you are right, because he wasn't the world champion when he did that.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that was that freaking long. Oh my God. But you know what was good early on in this show? Orange Cassidy and Dante Martin. The match was good. Post-match, I get why they did it. Bring back Private Party, but So, the match itself, I thought this match was awesome. Cassidy tried to take Martin down early by wrapping the legs to keep the high flyer grounded. Martin put a stop to the hands in the pocket spot and got a test of strength, which led to a fast sequence. There's a series of pins here from the challenger as well. Cassidy regrouped outside the ring. Cassidy baited Martin to the floor and hit a dive of his own, sending Martin face first against the barricade. Finally, Cassidy went for the pocket spot, ran around the whole ringside area, and then hit a shotgun dropkick. Cassidy then wanted a suplex, but Martin reversed it and connected with one to head to a commercial break. After a long battle of suplexes, Cassidy hit a stun dog millionaire, but Martin quickly answered with a top rope, a tope to the floor, and a springboard crossbody back inside the ring. Martin then took a page out of Cassidy's playbook and threw little chops and kicks, but ate a thrust kick by Cassidy for his troubles. Cassidy ramped up the kicks in the corner and hit the around the world DDT for a 2. Cassidy went to the top, but was cut off by a springing Martin, who was then shoved and backflipped off and planted with a DDT by Cassidy. Martin dodged an orange punch and a beach break, countering into a pop-up knee lift for a close near fall. Martin tried multiple times to get up, but Cassidy continued to roll away. So Martin just rope walked and hit a splash for another 2. Cassidy swung out of a full Nelson slam and got a 2 off of it. He dodged a shotgun dropkick and connected with an orange punch to win the match and retain the title. Before we get into the post-match, what do you think of the match itself?
I mean, the match was decent. It was really just there, to be honest.
I liked it.
It was one of those. To me, it just felt like we need another opponent for Orange Cassidy to keep doing his open challenges. So let's just throw in Dante Martin.
Right. So then we get post-match. Hook and Danhausen come in to check on Cassidy, who Darius Martin and Action Andretti are there as well. They attend to Dante. They all kind of shake hands. And then all of a sudden, out comes Private Party. So, Brother Zay is no longer Brother Zay. He's just Isaiah Cassidy again. They just dropped that whole thing. Mark Quinn is back. And here's my thing. What has Private Party actually done in AEW other than having a couple cool like high spot moves and moments? I'm asking legitimately. What have they done in AEW other than like, oh, that was a cool replay moment?
I mean, they're one of the first signings in AEW.
Because when they come in and they're like, we're putting the entire division on notice. Why? I get you want to go for the tag titles, but why should we care? You're putting the division on notice? You've lost more than you've won. What makes now any different? Where they come in and they say the tag team division is lacking, missing flavor, and missing excitement. They say they are here to put every team on notice, including the tag champs, FTR, the Young Bucks, and even the Hardys. Okay, well, the Young Bucks aren't around right now, and the Hardys they ain't doing dick all with. So, yeah, this didn't blow up my skirt. What'd you think? Private Party back.
I mean, it's cool that they're back, but their return just made it seem a little awkward because you see like Top Flight in the corner of the ring while Private Party's cutting their promo. Like,
yeah,
what? And like, I'm just gonna say right now, like a year after like AEW became a thing, I could have sworn that those guys were going to eventually be tag champs.
Oh, I did too early on because the way they were slowly pushing them and featuring them, but then they never really did anything major with them.
I think it was mainly just like the booking and like they just started bringing in like more and more tag teams. So,
right.
And then they kind of just got placed on the shelf.
It was just, they just really felt like, oh, well, these are AEW originals, so that's why they matter. And then eventually they just slowly started to fizzle out. When Quinn got hurt, they put Isaiah Cassidy with Matt Hardy, and he was Brother Zay. He still did the, give me a, yeah, or whatever. I think stupid as shit to me. I don't get that, but whatever.
It's too childish.
Yeah. But that's what they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be immature college students. That's the gimmick. I mean, that's how the gimmick comes off to me. Immature college students who like to party and have fun. So they're the AEW version of Katana Chance and Caden Carter.
I thought you were about to say the AEW version of the Street Profits.
No, I wouldn't even give them that much credit.
Well, when they first signed with AEW, a lot of people were saying, oh, this is just their version of the Street Profits.
True. But then look what they did compared to the
like party gimmick.
Yeah, but then look what they did compared to what the Street Profits did.
Right. Well, Street Profits, they were still in NXT though when
and
Party signed with AEW.
Killing it, having great matches with everybody, and not just, oh, there's another high spot. oh, that was a cool high spot. No, that was a great match. That was a fantastic match. So, I mean, it's cool that Mark Quinn's back and he's not injured anymore. That's cool. I'm not dogging on any of that. Like, glad to see somebody return. Glad to see him back. But it just didn't do anything for me. So,
I mean, I think their main thing now, they just need to stay healthy for like AEW to start using them more because someone is always injured in that group.
Yeah.
Basically, same thing with Top Flight.
Oh, yeah. They've had a lot of injuries. So, I wasn't too impressed with the return of Private Party, and Tony Storm wasn't impressed with being in New York or New Jersey instead of New York. Renee Paquette's backstage with Timeless Tony Storm and Luther. She congratulates Tony on her victory at World's End. Storm then says Paquette's perfume is overwhelming and was disappointed that she's in New Jersey and not in New York. Storm said that she's headed to Broadway. She doesn't watch wrestling. And then she says she's headed to Broadway. Then Renee says, well, what about Mariah May's match later? Will you be watching that? She goes, I don't watch wrestling. So Mariah can pay her dues, do whatever she needs to do. Luther then picked her up and they left. She then threw the shoe. It was all right.
I'm kind of getting bored with this Tony Storm gimmick.
Oh, I said that 3 weeks ago.
I mean, I will say, at first, like I thought it was interesting and fans liked it because it was something different.
Right.
And people loved her like skit with Renee when she said chin up and watch for the shoe. Like people were like dying of laughter from that.
Chin up, tits out, and watch for the shoe. But yeah.
I just feel like now I don't know. I just feel like now fans are just tired of it.
Yeah, it was funny for a minute, but it's already played its course because we don't need these kinds of gimmicks anymore. 2023, 2024, we're past this. This ain't 1992 where everybody needs a character and a gimmick. We don't need no more trash men. We don't need no more burglars. We don't need no more convicts. We just need people being people. But the other thing, it's like, why was this even on the show? Granted, you got your champion on the show, but for what reason? Just like I'm going to talk about later with Christian Cage, what did this effectively, what's what I'm looking for? Well, what did this accomplish being on this show? You could have took this, gave it to somebody else, maybe let another segment go longer or something. I don't know. It just felt like, oh, we need to fill 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
I feel like it's mainly because like people give Tony Khan crap for not using the women's division well, so it's probably like, all right, let's put our world champion for something on here.
But here's the thing. I don't even care that this was a woman's or not a woman's spot. Regardless, if this was any champion, it did nothing to accomplish nothing. That's just my whole gripe. And I'll say the same thing later with Christian. The Christian segment was crap, and it did nothing to accomplish nothing.
It did something.
We'll get to that. I was bored with it, but anyways, go for it.
I thought it did something at least.
The video of House of Black accepting FTR's challenge for a match on Collision. Malachi and Buddy burn a photo of Dax Harwood and his family and said once FTR loses in North Carolina, they'll have to accept a family that truly loves them. They're trying to say that they want FTR to join the House of Black, I guess. So, Renee's backstage. She welcomes in Swerve and Prince Nana and asks about tonight's main event against Daniel Garcia. Nana said Garcia is a respected competitor, but he's getting in the ring with the boss of the bosses. Strickland said Garcia is getting this match tonight because Garcia is after the same thing Strickland was in 2023. Big pressure isn't about making diamonds. It's about making pain. Strickland said that he was looking forward to going after MJF, but his body couldn't hold up. So now he's ready to go after Joe. So yeah, they're really building up. We're going to get probably Swerve against Joe at Revolution.
I mean, I don't know if Swerve will win the belt. I don't know, maybe.
That's a tough one because I would say he should, It's like, really? Joe's going to hold that title for less than 3 months? Right about 3
Well,
Go for it.
Well, Tony Khan really loves like long title reigns for the world champions.
Exactly.
But I don't know, mate. Depending on how long MJF is going to be gone, I can totally see MJF getting the title back, and they do MJF versus Adam Cole.
Well, you wait. No, I think you do the MJF Adam Cole without the belt. You don't need the title. That's the one good thing about that story is you don't need the belt. So the belt.
Well, Adam Cole. So like Adam Cole has said though, like I want to win the world champion no matter who it is, even if that's MJF or
True.
Well, he didn't say MJF, but like
okay,
Joe's still the champion. Or
let's flip it, and Cole's the champion when MJF returns.
Or better yet, Cole's challenging Joe for the belt, and then right when Cole's about to win, MJF screws him over.
There you go. That works too. So then we move forward and we have the AEW in-ring debut of Mariah May. She took on Queen Amanita. Commentary even messed up her name a couple of times. Anyways, I've never seen Queen Amanita. This is only the second time I've seen a Mariah May match. Mariah May impressed me. I believe this is the first time Mariah May's worked television. Like, she's worked televised events like Stardom and all that. But this is the first time she's worked a television show that had like commercial cues and this and that. I thought Mariah May came off like a star. I thought Mariah May really, really impressed here.
This was a very underrated signing by AEW.
Yes, but I think it's because a lot of people were like me, hadn't really seen much of any of her work. So they're just like, oh, they signed another blonde girl. Like, and I get the criticism of it, but it's also like, well, have you followed her work? Because I followed it, but I haven't really watched it.
Well, I know she did a lot of Stardom, and not that many people watch Stardom now,
right.
So that's probably why people didn't really know much about her.
And apparently, she was like very impressive last year in Stardom's version of like the G1 and the Continental Classic.
Right.
So early on, May levels Amanita with a slap and dishes out some chops in the ropes to open things up. There's a tilt-a-whirl head scissors to follow. There's a vicious charging drop kick that looks so good. Like, that's her thing. In this match, she did it like 2 or 3 times. That running front drop kick looks so violent in a good way. Connects flush. Amanita was trapped in the ropes, and she does another one to the back. First one to the face, second one to the back. Picture-in-picture break. It was all Mariah May. Amanita avoided a corner head scissors and got her receipt by decking May with a slap to the face. There's a snap mare and a punt kick to the spine. They got the fans behind Amanita, who connected on a running knee and multiple corner elbow strikes. Amanita went for a third, but May exploded out with a sling blade. Really good-looking sling blade. May then hit a sit-out fireman's carry slam. She calls it the Mayday and picks up the victory. So, yeah, Mariah May does get the big win in her first AEW match. So then they say, we're going to send it to Renee Paquette in the ring. She's going to get some comments from the victorious Mariah May. So May comes out and she said, ever since I was a little kid, all I wanted to be was a wrestler. And tonight is just so surreal. She says the hopes that Tony Storm is watching and the new year is all about Mariah. Now, has that been her catchphrase before AEW? All about Mariah? I don't know if you know.
I don't know.
Because every time she says it, do you know what the first thing that pops into my head is?
Tennille Dashwood?
Yep. I'm like, oh, when's Tennille coming in? Every time she says it's all about Mariah. And then when she said it tonight, I knew Deonna Purrazzo was most likely debuting, but in the back of my head, I'm just like, Neil freaking Dashwood's about to come out. She's free and clear of WWE. Oh my. Because the way she's just like, all about Mariah. It's in the same dialect that Tennille Dashwood does when she goes, all about me. So I'm just like, they're playing something here, but then no. She starts talking down about New Jersey. And then the music hits of Deonna Purrazzo, the hometown girl, the Virtuosa, former Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, former Reina de Reinas World Champion, former Impact Knockouts Women's World Champion. Deonna Purrazzo walks out, and my first thought was, whew, that's a lot of spray tan. But Deonna comes out. She gets on the mic and seemed nervous to me. Her voice was shaky. Purrazzo said, if Toni Storm doesn't want to be here, then they don't want her here. Purrazzo says, you know what, Mariah? I want you to send a message back to Toni Storm that I will find her and I'm all elite. And this is the age of the Virtuosa. Mariah then says, hey, I'm nobody's messenger. So go tell Toni yourself, bitch. She slaps Deonna right on like the jaw and the neck. And then Deonna clobbers her, kicks her hard in the gut, and sends Mariah May packing. I didn't like this because I thought, wow, what a great moment for Mariah May. She looked good in her first match. She's cutting that promo of like, yeah, 2024 is going to be a great year for me. And then they have Deonna Purrazzo come out and just ruin it all for her. So it's like, I get it. How else are you going to debut Deonna Purrazzo? I mean, you could have found another way, but it's like, I felt like this took too much away from the great moment that Mariah May was having with her first match and the win and looking so good. But here's the other thing I kind of don't like, and not just AEW does this. She would come in and immediately say, I want to go after the woman's champion. Okay. You may have won women's championships in other places, but what have you done in AEW? What have you done to just walk in and be like, give me the title shot? That's my whole thing. It's like, you got to earn it, lady.
Well, they mentioned she was a former Ring of Honor World Champion. Other than that, I mean, she got her butt beat by Mercedes Martinez on Dynamite.
Right, and here's the other question. Okay, she's a former AEW or Ring of Honor Women's World Champion. To most of the AEW fans, what does that mean when they never show the Ring of Honor Women's Champion on AEW television? Athena's amazing. Athena and Billie Starkz probably had one of the better matches all year. But we don't see any of that on AEW television, so why are we supposed to care about any of that, you know?
And they just never, well, not only that, but they never show Athena on like Dynamite. The only time they will show her, the only time they really do show her on like AEW television is either Rampage or sometimes Collision.
Yeah, but not at all in 2020. I'm going to look, hold on. Athena had maybe 4 matches in AEW all year. Athena cage match. Athena worked how many AEW matches in 2023? 1, which was a pre-show match before Wrestle Dream. 2, which was a pre-show match before All Out. 3, which was a Owen Hart semifinal match on her Rampage against Willow. First round Owen Hart match where she beat Billie Starkz. That's 4. That was at Forbidden Door on the pre-show. And that's all that she did in, well, no, I take that back. So she did those 4 matches. And then before they did away with Dark and Dark Elevation, she did work a number of Dark and Dark Elevation matches. But no Dynamite matches, no Collision matches, 1 Rampage match, and one Rampage and 3 pay-per-view pre-shows. I don't even count Dark Elevation. No one was watching those on YouTube.
Yeah, like honestly, who knows how much longer she'll be Ring of Honor Women's Champion? But I think eventually, when she does lose that belt, hopefully they bring her back onto AEW television and they start using her more.
I think she's going to hold that title for a while because Billie Starkz is going to win the TV title, and then they're going to both be champions at the same time together. Calling it now.
Probably.
Prediction. Clip it.
Or I mean, could be Taya Valkyrie.
Winning the TV title?
Yeah, I mean she's on Ring of Honor now.
No, yeah, I get that. They're doing too much with Billy Starks to not give her that belt. They gave her the main event, a final battle. So, yeah.
I mean, what they could do, what if they have Athena screw over Billy?
Doubt it, but I could,
TV title.
I can kind of see it.
And then it sets a rematch.
True. So then we get Christian Cage's State of the Union. Cage comes out with Kill Switch, Nick, and Shayna Wayne. Tony Schiavone talked about Cage losing and then regaining the TNT title within mere minutes at World's End. And then Shayna, she's talking down to the crowd. And tells the crowd to get on your feet and show respect for the greatest TNT champion who ever lived, our father, the patriarch, Christian Cage. Chris said it's been 200 days since he won the TNT championship on the debut episode of Collision. Shivani went to correct him, and Cage was like, "Hey, shut up." Shayna will put you over her knee and discipline you. Cage said that he has a few people to thank for his victory at World's End. Mother Wayne for being the vision, as a mother's work is never done. Next up, the apple of his eye, his boy, Nick Wayne, who selflessly put his body on the line despite Copeland trying to end the career of the 18-year-old prodigy. And lastly, Cage would like to thank, well, himself. So they're still building up that he doesn't acknowledge Kill Switch, I guess you could say. Kill Switch seemed annoyed as you can see him through that mask. Cage says that he's 2-0 against Copeland, which technically isn't true, but whatever. As it's a back of the line for the old friend. Cage said that this was a warning to Copeland and anyone who wants a shot at the TNT title. This was just the tip of the iceberg of what he's willing to do. He screamed at the crowd that the name isn't Luchasaurus, it's Kill Switch, because he started chanting Luchasaurus. Cage will be the TNT champion until he is ready to hand it off to Nick Wayne. Then he'll be the TNT champion now and forever. And I'm like, we got 2 promos on the same show of people saying, I'm just going to hand over the title, or you're going to hand the title to me. Come on. This didn't do it for me.
I mean, at first, yeah, it wasn't doing anything, but I think the fans really made it like seem something, because now it's like, oh, it's gonna like further build to Kill Switch or aka Luchasaurus possibly turning on Christian Cage down the line.
Right. Go to the back with the ring. Oh, go for it.
Like AEW booked it bad, but the fans were the ones that made it good.
Right. So Renee Paquette's backstage. She was Ruby Soho, Soraya, and Harley Cameron. What is this? Harley Cameron got a thing for Soraya? Is it a lesbian storyline or something? She's like looking at her going, I'd do anything for you. I'd do anything for you. Like, what? She flirting with Soraya? Came off to me like some I want you bad kind of thing. So, I don't know. Soho thanked Cameron for helping her on Rampage. Soraya was like, yeah, she's very helpful. And then they said something about her not being sane. Soho then walked off. And everyone kind of got awkward, I guess you could say. So, yeah, I don't know exactly where this is going, but it's whatever.
I mean, it's basically just something for Harley to do, really, since QTV is no longer a thing.
True. Very true.
So I think AEW's like, all right, let's just throw another blonde in the Outcast.
Right. Okay, give me 1 second here. I'm going to do something. I'm going to need you to recap this next match. For some reason, my daughter's in the other room crying. I don't know what happened, so I'm going to send you my notes here for this match on Discord.
All right.
Recap this match. I'll be back as soon as I can. So I'm going to put Luke on the screen. Give me 1 second. Why is it not showing Luke? Screw it. I'll just do it this way.
Yeah, show him.
All right. I'll be right back.
All right, this is my first time doing this. All right, let's see how this goes. So the next segment, Don Callis joined commentary as Takeshita absolutely ragdolled Allen out of the gate. Both men dodged corner charges until a head scissors into a wild overhead German saw Allen land on his feet into a stare down. A massive backdrop from Takeshita was answered by an arm drag that sent Takeshita to the floor. Allen sprinted for a dive, but Takeshita hit a bumpy knee in midair before dragging Allen up the ramp for a rolling release German suplex, which was tremendous. I didn't say that. Tim wrote it. I was just told to say it. Anyway, Takeshita wanted an avalanche crunchy when picture-in-picture returned, but Allen countered into an over-the-top cutter and running somersault top to the floor. Back inside, Allen wanted a code red, but this time Takeshita countered into the crunchy for a close two. Allen rolled to the floor and dodged charging knee as Takeshita lowered the knee pad in charge. Colliding with the barricade, Takeshita clutched his knee and Callis fanned his client until Allen flew in with a coffin drop off the top to the floor. Takeshita just broke the count, but rolled right into a code red for a two. Allen wanted a coffin drop, but Takeshita got the knees up and sold the injured one from earlier in the match. Multiple overhead Germans connected as Allen caught a flash cradle and crucifix for a two, but ultimately ran into a lariat that turned him inside out. Callis signaled for the kill as a hell of a, I think that's how you pronounce it, hell of a kick connected, followed by an avalanche German suplex off the top rope. Allen called for more as Takeshita hit with a power drive knee to win it. So there you go. Takeshita got the win. Overall, I thought this was a pretty decent match. I mean, I thought going in maybe Darby Allin would get the win, but I'm honestly pretty satisfied with Takeshita getting the win here. Also, didn't really see anyone else in the Don Callis family tonight. Just Takeshita. So pretty interesting here. Yeah, that was it for this match. I mean, that's all that Tim sent me. So
And I'm back.
just got done reading that.
Sweet. So what happened was my daughter was getting something out of a lower cabinet in the kitchen. My son was getting something out of a higher cabinet. She didn't realize, stood up, bonked her head on the cabinet door. Not bleeding or anything, but she's probably going to have a little bump on her head.
Oh, that's not bad.
No. All right, so I know this is a really good match. I was shocked how much of like a squash it felt like, though, for Takeshita over Darby.
I mean, I don't know if I'd really go that far.
I mean, Darby got his ass
As a
beat.
squash.
I mean, yeah, maybe squash is maybe too harsh, but Darby got his butt whooped.
Also, someone in the YouTube chat said no Chris Jericho.
There's a lot of people missing from the show, if I'm going to be completely honest. I felt like there was a lot of names missing.
I mentioned no one else from the Don Callis family mentioned.
Yeah. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, I mean, right now I don't know what they're gonna do with like the Chris Jericho stuff that's going on. Maybe they're just taking him off TV before this dies out.
Right. Because it's like,
But I don't know.
if I'm thinking off the top of my head, no Adam Copeland, no Samoa Joe, your world freaking champion, no Bryan Danielson, but he's in Japan right now, getting ready to face. So no Danielson, no Moxley because they're in Japan. But then like no Claudio, no Wheeler Yuta. I'm trying to think who else was not. No, I didn't see Sting. Sting was announced for next week. No Sting.
No Sting in Darby's corner either.
Yeah, that was really weird. But what did they announce, that tag match or whatever for next week? They announced Sting and Darby versus Takeshita and Hobbs. So again, like
no Sammy Guevara either.
No Sammy, no Jay Lethal. No, I'm trying to think. Who else?
No Ricky Starks and Big Bill.
True, but they're mostly more on Collision. That's why I didn't say Julia Hart. I'm trying to think who else that we normally see. None of the big names, because it's like, yeah, there could be others we can mention, but like some of them, like House of Black, they had the promo, but they're normally on Collision anyways. FTR's more on Collision. Julia Hart's more on Collision. No Miro after that big win. No follow up with him and CJ. So hopefully we get that on Collision.
Well, yeah, but Miro's also on Collision more though.
Kinda, yeah. No Roosh or any of his group. I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, I was shocked no Sting when Darby was out there wrestling. It's like, really? No Sting? But moving forward, Renee Paquette approached the Don Callis family celebrating backstage. Callis said next week in Daly's place, where it all started, celebrating the 25-0 Sting, or challenging the 25-0 Sting to a tag match with Darby, to take on Takeshi and Hobbs and make him 25-1. Here's my thing. I love the venue of Daly's place, the outdoor venue, but I feel like it's a missed opportunity using it in the winter because it looks so cool when it's summertime and it's not dark till 9 o'clock. And so they're wrestling in like what they call golden hour when the sun's going down, but it's still bright. So you see the light from the sun and stuff in the background. I always thought that looked super cool, but it's just like, cool. This time of the year, Daly's place, for the most part, looks like just an arena. Granted, it's different because it's more like a bowl. And then you have like the stage with the crowd. And it's different, but I always loved Daly's place. And I always get this mixed up, daylight savings, non-daylight savings time. But I always love Daly's place when the sun goes down later. It's something different.
I mean, they could really do that at any place, though, if I'm being honest.
Well,
when it's summertime.
Well, what other outdoor venues do they go to, though? That's the thing. They're always in arenas.
I mean,
they need to just copy WCW and put the dang ring in the pool at Club La Villa, if that's even still a thing.
Is Club La Villa even like still a place?
I'm going to look it up. Club La Villa.
I don't even know what that is.
So it's a club in Florida. Did you never see when WCW ran there?
I've watched very little WCW.
All right, I'm pulling up some photos because this is awesome. This always looked cool. All right, let me pull up Google Images. Basically, they built a platform. There's a big pool here, and the ring is in the pool on the beach. Panama City, Florida. Always super cool.
They should have done that when they had like Ash at the beach. That's what they should have done.
Like it kind of gives Jericho Cruise vibes. Like that's the closest we've gotten to something like this, Jericho Cruise vibes.
But that would defeat the whole purpose of the Jericho Cruise because they always do it on like a cruise ship.
Right. But what I'm saying is, like, the closest we've gotten to a vibe like this was the Jericho Cruise.
Right.
So, watch this one. Fucking Nash running away from the giant Paul White and cannonballs into the pool. Like, I always thought those shows were really fun. In Club La Villa. I'm going to their Wikipedia. Google image. Nope. As of 2022. Well, when did it close? 2018. Hurricane Michael caused the club to close indefinitely. As of 2022, it still remains closed with no announcement of a reopening. So Hurricane messed it up. And not Shane Helms the Hurricane. Hurricane Michael. So that would be cool if they can find another venue like that. But that's why I always liked like the first Fight for the Fallen show, the first Fight for the Fallen show that they ran at Daly's Place, where they did it in like a June or July or whatever it was, and it was the sun was going down, but it was still bright, and those shows always look cool to me. Like when they do Mania, and it's early enough to where the sun's still out, or like All In when the sun was still out, and when they started that show.
I think this was last year. They did like AEW did like they had a match where it was like Jericho versus Roderick Strong, and this was like I think during the summertime. They had the match go outside while it's still light outside. I wish like not just AEW but like more wrestling companies should do that more, to where like it's still light outside and you can like do some stuff like outside.
That was, let's see, where was that? Where did that take place? There was a street fight. It was in Austin, Texas. Last May 2023.
Oh yeah, that was the one I was talking about, where they almost had like a freaking security issue there.
Yep. Moving forward, I'm a little confused by this. What is being defended here what is going to be defended on Saturday by Eddie Kingston? All 3 titles, or just the new Continental title?
They made it seem like only the Continental title. I think
because
I'm starting to think that this whole freaking tournament was just a way for just someone to hold all 3 belts.
Because the graphics all said earn a shot at the Continental title, but then Excalibur kept saying the Continental Crown, the Continental Crown. So is all 3 the Continental Crown, or is just the one belt with a crown on it the Continental Crown? I don't know. So Eddie Kingston was on commentary here. Told Taz he has heat with them for not inviting Kingston over for a gabagool during the holidays. Cage showed this match I didn't even say it. This match was Trent Beretta, Brian Cage, El Hijo Vikingo, and Brian Keith. Great to see Brian Keith getting these kinds of opportunities. Brian Keith, if you don't know, is a wrestler out of Houston, Texas, who was trained at Booker T's Reality Wrestling School and has been killing it recently on the indies over the last year or so.
Booker T does a really great job of training wrestlers.
His school does, yes. His school trained the Usos. Look at that.
His school trained, I'm pretty sure his school also trained Athena as well.
Yep. Let's see. Reality Wrestling alumni. Who have all gone through Reality Wrestling? Oh. Their alumni are not who they've trained, per se, but more of who's appeared on their shows. Well, let me see. Is there... Yes, here we go. No? Yeah, this is all showing just who has been on their shows, because it's got AJ Styles on this list. No, I don't know exactly.
Kylie Ray.
I know
trained by Booker T.
I know she's been on his shows. I don't know if she was trained there, because she's from Chicago. I don't know if she trained there, but I know she's appeared for them. So, yeah, that I'm not sure. Let's look her up really fast. Kylie Ray. Kylie Ray was trained out of... It says... Where was she trained out of? So she had her first match in Reality of Wrestling. So yeah, she was trained there and in Chicago. But that's where she made her in-ring debut. As far as this match,
I think Zilla Fatu trained there a little bit, but then he parted ways with them.
So did AOQ. She trained there. Roxanne Perez.
I mean, everyone knew Roxanne Perez trained there.
Yeah. As far as the matches go, Brian Cage showed off his power early on, but Vikingo answered with a with his speed and a dive about 20 seconds into the match. Keith and Beretta slugged it out before a big boot sent Beretta to the floor. Kingo flew in with a moonsault arm drag and a head scissors until Cage appeared and countered a sunset flip into an overhead throw. Beretta dodged a ripcord into a jump knee and a suplex that led to a slingshot. He then did a dive of his own onto Cage. Then, you got to make these rules more whatever. Danhausen just gets in the ring. Well, Danhausen first is shown, I take it back. I fast forwarded too far. I scrolled too far into my notes. Danhausen is shown sitting in the front row. And distracted Beretta enough for Cage to hit a brainbuster on the floor. We go to a break. Come back, Vikingo popped Cage with a roundhouse kick and a springboard drop kick to follow this up with a charging knee. This led Vikingo to going to the top, but Keith cut him off with a lifting headbutt. Vikingo then tumbled outside as Cage wanted a suplex on Keith, but Beretta ran in with an overhead German and a running knee on Cage. Vikingo then flew in with the 450 to break up the pin. Cage spun out of a double arm hook and laid out Keith with the F5 before hitting multiple power bombs on Beretta for a 2. Then Danhausen just gets in the ring right in front of the referee and he taps Brian Cage on the shoulder, or he hits him on the shoulder, something like that. He touches him. And I'm like, oh my God, really? He's in the ring. He's interfering. No, he's not doing a move on Brian Cage, but he's interfering. And so Cage grabs him. Danhausen and lays him out. Vikingo then lays out Cage with a moonsault. Danhausen then celebrates as, I guess he cursed somebody. I don't even know. They said something about someone being cursed. Keith then connected on a charging uppercut on Beretta and got a 2 off of it. He tried a Tiger Driver. Beretta countered into a crunchy roll and pinned him to pick up the victory. But I was liking this match until the Danhausen stuff, and it just took me 100% fully out of it. And then by the end, I'm just like, cool. Trent won. I don't care because they ruined a good match. They overbooked it. Thoughts?
If I'm going to be completely honest, like going to this match, I did not care who won. I mean, completely honest, because I mean, neither of them were going to beat Kingston anyway, so
true.
Why should we care?
Like, I cared a little bit as far as like, oh, cool. They're going to actually do what I cared about was it was actually doing a goddamn number one contenders match. And it wasn't just, I want to challenge you. What have I done lately? Nothing. At least someone was earning a shot. And then they overbooked the damn thing with Danhausen. So stupid. Renee Paquette's backstage. She's with Daddy Magic, Matt Menard. He said he's going to be on commentary for Danny Garcia's main event match against Swerve when Hangman walks in. Hangman is crazy, psychotic, nuts, out of his freaking mind at this point. His beard's all scraggly and stuff. And he's just like, I want to beat somebody's ass. Maybe it's Samoa Joe. If not him, Adam Cole. If not him, maybe I get you. You know, beats your ass as he looks right at Matt Menard. He then storms off. 15 minutes left in the show and we go to a break. Come back. We get the entrances for Swerve and Daniel Garcia. Match starts and they tell us, which I guess this is a thing now, just so you know, in case we have to, we will follow this match past the top of the hour. So everybody now know. Figure out what show and what episode of whatever is on after Dynamite now, because you're going to need to record it. You're going to miss 6-7 minutes of this show. I know with YouTube TV, so you used to have Comcast cable. And what you can do is set a show to record, and then it asks you, do you want to extend your recording by 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour? That was always great. I always recorded wrestling shows extra. YouTube TV doesn't do that. It just says, what do you want to record? And then it records it and just puts it into a folder on your YouTube TV. So if you want to record whatever next after Dynamite, you have to know what show is coming on next and then set every episode of that show to record because you don't know what episode it's going to be. But that's the hard thing, is because some weeks it's a movie. Some weeks it's Young Sheldon. Some weeks it's Modern Family. Some weeks it's Wipeout. So now you're going to have to go every week before Collision or Dynamite starts, figure out what show is on next, and just, if you have YouTube TV, for example, and set that to record. Because you can't just extend your recording, which really stinks. Granted, I watch it all live, so it doesn't hurt me. But some people, like I know plenty of people here on the West Coast that watch it later because A, it don't come on till later technically unless you're using the TBS TNT app or website, or they're going to get home not till like 6 o'clock when the show starts at 5, and they're just going to have to wait to watch it later because they're not even going to get home in time to watch it because you can't rewind that much on the app. So that's something. At least, I mean, it's the same with NXT, but at least you know every week you're going to get an overrun. Now we're learning just about every week you're going to get an overrun with AEW now. Then we move into this match. This match was pretty good. I know this was a really good main event match. So it was game on right from the start. Strickland got an early takedown, but Garcia dared him to go on down to the mat, resulting in Garcia getting the upper hand with some mat wrestling. Kitchen sink knee sent Strickland to the floor, where Garcia sent him crashing into the barricade. Nana got in the face of Garcia, and we were graced with a dance battle between the two as Strickland tried to put a stop to it, taking Garcia to the apron. Strickland took the ref, and Nana distracted Garcia long enough for Strickland to hit a pump kick and a Death Valley driver on the edge of the ring as we went to a commercial break. It was all Strickland during the break, turning Garcia inside out with another pump kick. Strickland mocked the Garcia dance, but only woke up Garcia, who hulked up with punches and bunches. A running corner knee and a shotgun drop kick led to a Saito suplex for a 2. Strickland responded with his leg trapped backbreaker and a spinning sit-out reverse DDT to get a 2 of his own. Strickland then got out of the ring and got in the face of Matt Menard on commentary as Garcia then ran in and just, I guess you could say, tackled Swerve into the barricade. He swarmed Strickland, clearing off the table, tried for a dragon tamer, but both men fell off the table. Back in the ring, Garcia hit a superplex, but Strickland held on and hit a suplex for a double down spot. Garcia at one point escaped a waist lock with a violent knee to the face, but Strickland answered with a rolling flatliner and a house call for a very close 2. Strickland then connected with a swerve stomp, and Garcia managed to kick out. Strickland was stunned as Garcia got a desperation roll-up for a 2, but Strickland got up, hit the house call, hit the JML driver, and picked up the victory. Before we get to the post-match, what did you think of the match itself?
I thought the match was pretty good. I mean, it really made Daniel Garcia stand out, even though he lost, and it helped benefit Swerve to help him build to the world title spot if that's the route they really go.
The post-match, Strickland went to shake Garcia's hand, but Prince Nana hit a low blow from behind. Matt Menard then hit the ring to help his buddy, but suffered the same fate, as Nana was about to say Strickland is going to be the next AEW World Champion, and out comes Hangman. Hangman comes out. That was a big brawl. Referees and security, they all try to break him up, and they do the thing where we're holding him back. He breaks loose. Bop, bop, bop. Then they hold him back again. Other guy breaks loose. Bop, bop, bop. Then they both break loose. Bop, bop, bop. And the show goes off the air with the 2 men brawling. And my first thought was, why should we care? Swerve has beat Hangman twice. It's not like they're 1-1. No. Swerve won at Wrestle Dream. Swerve won at Full Gear. So why should we care about another Hangman and Swerve program? I don't at all. You?
No.
Exactly. Swerve and Hangman was great. It was fun. It was awesome. But it's time to move on. I get it. Hangman might be mad because Swerve beat him twice. You got beat twice. Move on. Go fight somebody else. Swerve's got to move to something better. Not better. I don't know, but better is the right word, but something different. That's my one gripe with that. I mean, another match between the two is going to be great, but how many matches are we going to get between them before it's just like, oh, Swerve going to win again? They're already saying Swerve's going for the world title. Swerve can't lose to Hangman. Oh, it just makes no sense. With that, that is everything that we thought of tonight's AEW Dynamite. While I go refresh the polls, this podcast is brought to you by Upscale Bling. How about you hear a word about them right here? Are you looking to up your accessory game? Why not do so with Upscale Bling? Upscale Bling is your source for in-style chains, watches, rings, and many more awesome products to level up your wardrobe. Not only are their products high quality, but they're also affordable. Don't take just my word for it. Go check them out right now at blingupscale.com. Head over to blingupscale.com right now and use code PW Unlimited at checkout to get 20% off your entire order. Again, that's code PW Unlimited at checkout for 20% off at blingupscale.com. Check it out today. All right, so as far as the polls do go and what you guys thought of the show, as far as the Twitter X poll does go, 41% liked the show, 30% thought it was just all right, and 28% didn't like the show. Pretty even numbers there. As far as the YouTube community poll does go, 56% liked the show, 22% thought it was just all right, and 22% didn't like it. From the comments here, this person says it was all right. This person says it was terrible. The crowd was bored out of their minds. I wouldn't go that far. Crowd reacted pretty well. This person says pretty mid. Chris says, great to see Deonna Purrazzo. Chris says, business just picked up in the women's division 2024. Is going to be sweet for AEW. Chris says, so far I like it. And this person says, felt like a post-Mania Raw back when those were worth watching. I don't know if I'd go that far. You can't call it a post-Mania Raw and not even have the world champion on the show that's a brand new world champion. So I think that's a little bit of a stretch. As far as the Twitch poll does go, 75% liked the show, 25% didn't like the show. Finally, the YouTube live poll, 62% liked the show, 25% thought it was just all right, and 12% didn't like it. But with that, I want to say thank you for joining us here. Twitch.tv/PW Unlimited, YouTube.com/Pro Wrestling Unlimited, and podcast services all around the globe like Stitcher, Spotify, Google Pod, Apple Pod, Anchor, iHeartRadio, and so much more. I was about to tell you what time the New Japan show starts, but then I try to go to the NJPW World website, and Google's telling me, or Google Chrome is like, this is not a safe website. Hold on. What time does Wrestle Dream start? Wrestle Kingdom starts at 10:30 Pacific. So it starts in about an hour. Just a little over an hour. The pre-show will start. Pre-show will have the Rambo, and then we'll go into the main card after that. But I'm going to try and stay up all night and then do a review. If not, then I will do a review first thing in the morning. And D. Essex says, what happened to Monet? What do you mean what happened to Monet? No one said she was going to be on the show. She wasn't advertised. People said that she could just show up here, but nobody said 100% fact she was going to be on this show. But Luke, tell me they can find you.
You can find me over at Twitter X at Petke_21. And you can also find me over at Twitch at Young Grasshopper Luke.
With that, guys, have a great night. Go watch Wrestle Kingdom. I'm going to watch it. I'm either going to review it right when it's over or early tomorrow morning. Not sure. Depends on if I crash and fall asleep or not. You know, head cold I've had for a while is like making me tired earlier than normal. So figure that all out. Have a great night. Have a great rest of your week. See you back here Friday. Have a good one, guys.